kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to historic North Wilkesboro Speedway, where the Truckers Feed America Cup Series will throw it back. Just over a half mile for these drivers to tackle, but it won't be an easy time. This track is tough, it's slick, and each end of this track is curved just a little different. I imagine we're going to see a lot of excitement on track tonight. I'm Cliff in the booth alongside Damon with the eSports Broadcasting Network, bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of the Miss DeeDee's Daycare 250. Damon, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, buddy. Thanks. And really excited about tonight's race. North Wilkesboro's got a sort of special place in my heart because my favorite driver helped close it down with a win. So really love this track and really like to see these new cars on here. It certainly does throw a little wrinkle in. After we had the short track racing last week, if you didn't get enough last week, we got some more for you tonight.
Absolutely. Awesome historic racetrack. If hopefully they get it fixed back up here and put it back into some type of racing form, and we get to see races here again. But for now, we'll race here at the virtual North Wilkesboro. Some of these drivers are getting some qualifying times laid down. We will get set here in just a moment. So the All-American Racing League Truckers Feed America Cup Series, as we said, Miss DeeDee's Daycare 250. Big shout out to Miss DeeDee for sponsoring tonight's race. 77 degrees here, ambient temperature, 60 degrees humidity. It's a bit overcast, but the track temps are 82 degrees. It's going to definitely be slick, and they've got a bit more room than a track like Martinsville, but it's definitely a half-mile short track, bumping and banging tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stick with us all the way to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new around here. If not, shout out in the stream. You know we're watching. Zorku fans, mount up. Let's go.
Yeah, they're already heating up, so they're ready. They're ready to watch that number 11 Chevy take the track tonight. So looking forward to seeing the race tonight. Peter Terrio, super fast last week. A little controversy at the end of last week's race with that 3-wide move, but he made it work.
He sure did, and his team ended up dominating that race.
Absolutely. Little Peter's coming home with the win. Peter coming home second after leading a large part of the race there from the pole. So we're looking forward to the race tonight, and a lot of guys have got good practice, and we'll have to see how the old girl treats them tonight.
Absolutely, but as they get gridded up here, we'll go ahead and run through our starting lineup. David Hare is going to take the pole tonight as Peter Terrio grabs the outside of row 1 there, revving his engine up, getting that oil warmed up. Don't give it too much, Peter. David Lofano III sitting on the inside of row number 2 with Cameron Harris, blinking out just a little bit at the start here, but we actually lost him. Oh, he's going to have an unfortunate, that's going to be tough for him. He's going to have to end up starting from the back there. He blinks out there at the start. So Patrick McQuaid 5th, Cole Martin 6th, sorry, we'll have to pick up here. Johnny May 7th, Larry Garn starting 8th. Adam Angerstein's going to start 9th, and John Higgins Jr. going to start 10th.
Starting 11, we have our fan favorite, Jeremy Flanagan Zorku. Starting 12th, Nathan Christensen in the 09. Starting 13th, Christian Delgado in the 25. And starting 14th, Scott Leonard in a throwback Skull Bandit machine there tonight in the number 10. Jim Hubbell in the 51 starts 15th. Robbie Fletcher will start 16th. Tyrone Yo in the 2 starts 17th. Justin Horton will start 18th. And David Sharon will start 19th. Actually, I believe the last 2 was a race control, so hopefully that'll help that out tonight. I believe that's what that is. Tyrone Yo will be our last starter tonight.
Gotcha. 17 drivers on track for this event. 250 miles on this just over a half-mile track. Fans on their feet as the 15 and the 26 of David Hara, Peter Terrio going to take us to the green flag.
Absolutely. The pace truck is off on the pit road, and we are green flag racing at North Wilkesboro. Everybody's sort of gingerly taking it through 1 and 2. Peter Terrio gets that run off the outside. You can run the outside here at North Wilkesboro. There is a second lane up there, a little bit more banking, and you'll see some drivers take advantage of that tonight.
For sure, gets up to 14 degrees up there in the turns. Usually that mid to high line is definitely a little bit faster on these type of tracks. David Harris starting to pull away just a little bit from Terrio, but he's staying right there, but getting a little bit of battle from the 8 of David Lofano, 3rd place here. He was fast in practice. We saw a lot of cars going around in practice, so I'm pretty sure that they got their spins out of them, and they're gonna settle in now and get a really decent race here. We'll go ahead and show you how things are panning out here.
Yeah, I know the guys last week, they were sort of frustrated with the amount of cautions that they had, so I think they're making a challenge on themselves to sort of get a better race in tonight. As David Lofano will go into second around Peter Terrio, and here comes Patrick McQuaid in the 77, getting ready to look on the inside of Peter Terrio, coming out of 4.
Well, I'll jump back up to the front to show that going on there, but I was taking a look at the back. It did look like David Sharon in this 13 Ford did actually get into the race. I just wanted to highlight that there. We said he was in race control. We thought he was, but it looks like he's actually out there running the race here. Cameron Harris as well back out on track after blinking out there at the start. Unfortunate for him, going to start 4th or even 3rd, I believe, and he ends up blinking out and starting from the pits. But back up front, we did see David Lofano in the 8 machine take the 2nd place away from Terrio. It'll put him up 1 spot, Terrio back 1 from where they both started respectively.
Patrick, yeah, guys really are going to try to be easy on their tires because this track will eat your tires up. So they're definitely going to try to take it easy.
Nathan Christensen in the 09 going around. First one of the night. We knew it was going to happen. This is definitely a hard track to race, and some of these cars are going to get loose. Let's see if it was, something of his own doing or if he had a little bit of help. Let's check it out. See him here already getting loose coming across the straight out of 4, so that's definitely on his own. And that's definitely what we were seeing a lot during practice.
Ooh, Jeremy Flynn, a close call there as he came back up across the track.
Absolutely, that number 11 almost getting involved with that. Let's check it out full speed here. It was almost like he was already catching it at that point.
And you can...
Like
you just really got to be careful on the throttle. That's for sure.
Tyrone Yo Jr. coming down, getting some services done. Not sure if he was involved with that or if maybe he locked him up there under that yellow flag and decided to come down and get some new rubber on it. They do have 6 sets of tires in this race, so it is a long race. As long as you manage that, you should be all right. Hopefully, he didn't need to burn one this early into the race, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he stopped there, but, maybe top off with fuel, not sure, but...
If you got by without any harm here in that. Come on now. Green doesn't want to, of course. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think that he had any contact or anything, but maybe just something wasn't right. He felt like he needed to go down, maybe adjust some brake bias or something.
I mean, it even could be just something as not feeling the car that under you, and maybe not feeling the drivers around you at that moment. Might have wanted to drop back and kind of get out of harm's way a little bit, so to speak. But we'll see. First caution of the day comes at lap 10.
These laps do click off in a hurry, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Now that they actually say that, it was actually lap 7 that caution came out. I look back at it, so that's how fast they go. We're already about ready to go green here next time by. The lights are off. You'll see our wave around. The 09 of Nathan Christensen, I believe, is gonna... I mean, they should be... iRacing should be telling him to go by, I believe.
If he doesn't, we're going to have a mess.
That's for sure. The 09 of Nathan Christensen currently scored there in 19th. Saw him going around. Decided to stay out. Oh, boy. Well, the best thing he could do would be dive down to the bottom here. Looks like they're going to keep the caution out. Yep. Yeah, they're going to get this cleaned up. The 09 should get a wave around here and come around to the back because he did not pit. David Lorfino, of course, and David Hara will be on the front row here when we come back around to green. Stay tuned, of course. Sorry, I didn't want me to start at the same time as you there, but just a shout out to Alex Zork, who said, not again. He almost did get it again, but he was able to avoid that.
Yeah, they're waiting for the pace truck to catch the field. 09's back in place now. Looks like we'll be going, the pace lights are out, so we'll be going green next time by.
Yeah, I think it just took that long for the pace truck to catch back up. So the field kind of had to slow down. It's really hard when that happens because you can't just stop the whole entire field. It'll just be a mess. So you gotta kind of go slower than the pace truck and hope he catches you before it's time. But they're all set. They stayed 2x2 and gridded up, so it wasn't a big deal. They'll get it together here, and this pace truck will dive off. We'll be back on the green flag racing here for lap number 15 of the Miss DeeDee's 250.
David Hara gets a great jump there. on the restart. Dave Lorfano falls into second. Peter Terrio will come in. He'll fall in third. Patrick McQuaid into fourth. Shout out to Cole Martin in that 45 machine tonight. A little throwback to Dale Sr. there. Nice to see some throwback schemes at a throwback track. I like that. When we come to these tracks.
I'm glad that's showing on your end. Unfortunately, it's I'm not getting that on my end. It could be my situation. I'm pretty sure it's actually my situation. We're going to get it corrected once we hit the first commercial break here. So stay tuned for that. I'll get my trading paints updated. Unfortunately, I'm not just going to hit that key to make everybody turn white on a green flag run here as we're watching the leaders. But we will get it straightened out, and we'll hopefully get that to load and get an awesome look at that throwback scheme.
Absolutely. Looks like, I'm getting some good. The guys are starting to get a little rhythm. They're getting some heat in their tires, and we're going to see a great night of racing tonight.
Yeah, for sure. These guys are really getting it together, not that they didn't before, but a couple of these cars I'm looking at through the mid-pack here, Cole Martin you were talking about, and John Higgins Jr., both running fast times here last time around. They're fastest of the race. Oh, Larry Garn's possibly having some trouble here. He's backwards on the racetrack. Caution is not out yet. He will get it going, it looks like. Oh, they do finally throw it as he's stuck against the inside wall there. Tough time there for the number 20 machine of Larry Garns. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. We got Garns here coming out of 4. I believe that's 4, just getting sideways a little bit and losing the car. And that inside wall comes up in a hurry, I'm noticing.
Yeah, it sure does. And in turn 3 and 4, the lowest line there is almost a little negative banking. And then he was sort of half on the banking and half off the banking. So that'll de-wedge these cars and get them unsettled. And as soon as he hit the gas, it just started to come around on him, unfortunately. So I hate to see that for Larry. These guys were just getting settled in, so we'll hopefully get everything back on the green here, and he'll get in there and get some damage repaired, and we'll get back at it.
Yeah, we certainly will. David Herrick continues to lead this one. No one has been able to get by him yet. We are under caution, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit that button to reset my paints and hopefully get these things loaded up. You'll see the cars turn white. I don't exactly like doing that, but it's my fault. I do apologize. I did not have that good to go when we got started here tonight, so we'll get it straightened out once these cars load back up. Bear with it. My trading paint should update, and we should see some interesting paints out here, or I've completely screwed the pooch and all the cars are going to stay white. We'll see. I think we got a couple of cars loading back up. It does take a moment. Let's go take a look at, you were talking about Cole Martin. See if we can get
Cole Martin in the 45.
I'm seeing a BK Designs brown and black car on my end. Hopefully that's...
Yep, with the black numbers with the yellow and red trim. Yeah, it's a throwback to Dale Sr.'s Bass Pro Shop 1998 All-Star car.
Okay, yep. Just with his own, looks like his own sponsor on there. That looks great.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And the other throwback car that's out there tonight is the 10 of Scott Leonard and a Skull Bandit, sort of a Harry Gant throwback. He went all the way. He has the gold rims on there, so it's looking nice tonight too.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, some great looking cars out here tonight. Just a few throwbacks. Not an official throwback as we've seen in some other leagues, but maybe next season they'll make this an official throwback, and we'll do a throwback broadcast for it. We will see. Lap 25 coming up. We will go green, I believe, this time around. We'll see if Lorfano can get a good start on that outside line, make that work for him, and push his way to the front.
Green flag is out, and David Hare takes off. Another great jump. David Lorfano gets a good run off that high line there. He's going to carry some momentum down the backstretch on the outside of David Hara. Got that number 8 Lucky Dog detailing Camaro looking pretty sporty tonight.
Yeah, Hara and Lorfano side by side there. Not a lot of room for that 26 to make a move, although he is sniffing around for some grip there and looking to find a way past these front drivers under this fresh conditions out here. But unfortunately, these two are driving side by side, not really anywhere for that 26 car to go.
Yeah, but that's such great action already in the race. Dave Lorfano may get him here off of 4. He's going to get that momentum off that high line. I say he should clear him, but David Hara sticks it back in there.
Yeah, he's not going to let him get it that easy. He's going to hold on to that bottom line. He now clears them, and he'll jump to the bottom to take that line away. That's going to leave the top open for the 26, and it looks like Patrick McQuaid entering the ring here for the top 3. Looking on the back end there of Peter Terrio. McQuaid running an 18.76, so not quite as fast as these guys up front just yet. But I'm sure that 77 is going to learn a bit throughout this first if we get a longer green flag run here, he's going to learn a bit about his car and expect him to be a little bit faster by the time this race comes to an end.
Well, you're not going to win the race on lap 20, so I think McQuaid knows that, and he's going to take his time. And you just got to take your time. This is one of those tracks that, save your stuff early and have it at the end of the race. I think that was, a big thing last week is, these guys almost were acting like it was a shootout race, and they had 250 laps to go at Martinsville last week, so they definitely had to, they want to try to save their stuff, and I think that's what they're doing tonight.
I think a lot of these drivers learned a lot from Martinsville. It's not exactly the same type of track, but short track racing, the same mentality there. You really got to be patient, and you got to let the car do what it's going to do. Let it come to you. Let the heat up and heat and pressures build up in the tires, and really give it time for the race to play out. We know it's very fast paced. There's really short laps, but you gotta put that aside and really just play out the long game. And it looks like now that we've had a few cautions under our belt, a lot of these drivers are starting to do that and really take it just a little bit easy and let the race come to them and see how it plays out throughout the night. We're only lap 34 here. We've a whole bunch to go, so we're gonna see looking like some smarter racing going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some new faces up toward the front this week. Like we mentioned them before, you have the 45 of Cole Martin. Jonathan May had a good run last week. He's out there in a sort of another throwback. Looks like the old Clint Boyer Jack Daniels car.
Yep.
And then John Higgins Jr. in the 19th having a good run tonight. He's up to 7th.
There he is there in a Project Dynamics car. We talked about the Project Dynamics team being dominant last week at Martinsville. Zorko finishing 3rd, Terrio finished 2nd, and of course Lilith Peters coming out with the win. Unfortunately, we talked a lot about Lilith Peters. She's a great race car driver when she comes out. Unfortunately, running a limited schedule, but always not necessarily dominant, but always competitive when she comes out on racetrack. Victorio's drifted just a little bit back here from those front two. But eating up his tires there, trying to find a hole through those two cars when we were just under that fresh green flag drop, and might have burnt up his stuff there just a little bit as he's fading back, and the 15's going the other way. He's fading forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing that we didn't get last week was green flag runs to see cars put laps down. So we may actually see some of that tonight.
Well, these two Davids sure are battling it out here on the racetrack. Hara started on the pole. The 8 took it away not too long ago. Led a bunch of laps here. Now he's going to give it back to the other David Hara in the 15 machine. Both running Chevys here. Peter Terrio, of course, in 3rd. Dropping back now just about 0.7 of a second but maintaining, probably just really just letting his stuff come to him like we were talking about. You know, possibly looking forward to the first pit stops here.
Yeah, absolutely. The field's starting to get spread out a little bit, so you know, I'm good to see some get some good green flag runs. As you can see, they're already starting to catch the tail end of the field. They've caught Tyrone Yo in the 2, and looks like they're going to put him a lap down. David Harrow's got that thing on rails tonight.
Well, since they're getting spread out just a little bit, let's take advantage of this and run through the field here so the folks at home can see where their favorite drivers are running. David Harrow, as we said, started on the pole, took that lead back from David Lorfano sitting in second, who actually led a good amount of laps there not too long ago. Peter Terrio sitting third where he started. One position back from where he started. Did start in the front row. They got the 77, who was dominant early on in the season, winning 3 races. And the 77 now sitting in 4th. Top 5, not too shabby, letting his race come to him, we believe. Johnny May sitting in 5th place here, running that Jack Daniels Clint Boyer throwback in the 69 Chevy. That'll round out your top 5 with Christian Delgado in the 25 machine, running 6th place. He's up 7 spots from where he started. That's going to give him the fastest mover of the race at the moment. John Higgins Jr., this 19 Toyota, sitting here in 7th place. He's up 3 spots from where he started. Project Dynamics car there. Scott Leonard sitting in the 10 machine here, rolling 8th as we pass the line for lap 46. He's up 6 spots as well. Another fast mover here, making up some ground from where he started. Cole Martin in this 45 throwback, sitting here in 9th, just inside the top 10, so a good run from him. Adam Angerstein in this number 9 Toyota, down 1 spot from where he started, but he is holding on to a top 10 run here at North Wilkesboro. And then you've got the 27 of Cameron Harris. We saw him blink right at the start of the race, and unfortunately, he had to start from the pits as his connection was flickering out there a bit. But he makes his way back up to 11th so far. Robbie Fletcher, and I didn't mention he was starting 3rd. Robbie Fletcher sitting here in 12th, up 4 spots in that 71. That looks like a throwback mellow yellow machine right there. And then we've got right behind him our fan favorite in the chat, number 11, Jeremy Zorku Flanagan. Dropped back 2 spots after almost creaming a car getting sideways there on the racetrack. So saved his race there and holding on to it right now, sitting 13th place. Jim Hubbell in the first Ford in the field to run that we've seen so far, running in the 51 car here in 14th position. So right behind him, he's got Justin Horton, fellow Ford runner, and running in 15th, running number 39 machine here. That's Justin Horton. Only a few Fords here in the whole field. Nathan Christensen in the 09, just getting around here in 16th. He's in a Toyota. He's just hanging on, waiting for the first round of pit stops. David Sharon, we talked about him early. We thought he was race control. He's not. He's out here in the 013 Ford, up 2 spots. He's got Tyrone Yo back here in 18th, running 18th in the 2 car. Larry Garnes, we saw him go around, faced the wrong way on the racetrack, got it going again, but back here at the back of the field in 19th, just hanging on as well. They'll take us through the field as we're at lap 52. David Harrow continues to lead. We're going to go ahead and step side by side and take a break, pay some bills, and we will be right back. Don't go away.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back to the racetrack. David Harry continues to lead here. Lap 60 as we come to the line of 250 for the Miss DeeDee's Daycare 250. David Lorfano sitting in second. Peter Terrio still sitting in third. So familiar front three here. Patrick McQuaid continues there in fourth. Johnny May rounding out our top five.
Yeah, these guys are, you can really tell they're starting to search around for some grip. I've seen Peter Terrio sort of try the bottom, try the top. Right now they're starting to go through some lap traffic, so they're having to figure out the best way to get through this traffic, but they're starting to look around for some grip. So you've got cars running all different lines throughout these turns, and these front three, you can just about throw a blanket over them.
Yeah, 0.2 of a second, I believe. Or 0.3 from the 15 to the 8. Only 0.2 behind them to Peter Terrio. We'll take a look as we're running lap 62, just kind of through the field here a little bit. Oh, sounds like some car got into the wall there. Not too sure who it was.
Like David Lorfano is starting to inch up on the leader of David Hara.
Yeah, sure is. Let's go on board with Lorfano as he runs a lap here and tries to chase down David Hara. Yeah. Go ahead and jump on board with him here as he's running down. See what the driver's looking at through the windshield here and just how tough this track can be. Shout out to Ivy Lushroom. Says watching Delgado stream looks extremely hard to drive. And says, I suppose after last week they really nipped the wrecking out every 3 laps in the bud for sure. Martinsville was exciting. Good amount of caution flags there and a lot of wreckage. But like you said, I think they really got it out of their system here. And they're doing a great job at North Wilkesboro, putting on a really good show today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even when they're catching the lap traffic is, being respectful to the leaders. Eventually, you're probably going to have a caution, but at this rate, there's some great racing out there. Love seeing these guys searching for grip, looking around to see where they can get the fastest times. So it's been great so far.
Yeah, the lap traffic's definitely going to throw a twist in it. But like you said, they're being very respectful, and this is what racing is all about here on these short tracks. You're gonna, if your field is skilled enough to run these races, you're gonna run into this, and you better be ready for it. And these guys sure are. They're getting through it no problem. And some of these guys, like you said, respecting the front runners, giving them plenty of room. But you also got front runners who aren't gonna run these guys over. I've seen it a lot in officials where the poor guy 1 lap down who's trying to fight for his lap can't even get out of the way quick enough before he gets run over, and you won't see that here. See a lot of respect, a lot of give and take, especially on a track like this after we went to Martinsville last week. So good amount of excitement, but we are staying green here for, dude, I don't remember now when the last caution was. I'm gonna run back real quick and take a look.
Lap 7. Lap 7, we had the little incident in turn 1 with Nathan.
Yeah, then
Christensen.
we got one at the lap 18, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. After we bunched them back up, you're right.
But still, that's a good 50 some odd laps here under green flag conditions already. So, the laps really do tick off fast when we're under green flag, and it's proving it right now. These guys are starting to feel the pressure, starting to catch the laps cars, and things are going to definitely get shuffled up. Take a look. Good.
Terrio taking a look on the outside of Lorfano, just trying to get that nose up there. Yeah, I've seen him try to use these lap cars as a pick a couple laps in a row. So Terrio's certainly, he's got a good run on him going down the front stretch now. He's trying to ease ahead of him. And Terrio will move into second place.
Yeah, Terrio in that 26 machine going to take second place. We can see we've got 11 drivers still on the lead lap. The 39 of Justin Horton going to be the first car one lap down. So things are definitely starting to fan out, and we're going to see a big mixed pack here in another few laps, and then we're going to start to see possible green flag pit stops. So things are going to start to get very exciting quickly, momentarily. Definitely don't go away. We're going to we'll be here till the end. We'll get our top 3 drivers in the booth and get their perspective, see what they thought of the race, and hopefully you'll be able to hear from your favorite driver. Give us a shout out if you're not rooting for Zorku. That'd be great to see in the chat. We do love you Zorku fans, but I know there's more than just you guys out there. So give us a shout out. Let us know who you are planning to see in victory lane, and hopefully your driver makes it. I personally don't like to call out any drivers and you know, say that's my pick, because every time I seem to do that, those guys go out and wreck. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. Shout out to Peter. Absolutely, Peter Terrio in the 26, always fast. Really great young driver here, and but he's got a really good head on his shoulders and a good brain. Oh, John Higgins.
Oh, caution's out.
A 19 machine sideways. There's the 11 again. Let's see what happened to John Higgins, shall we? Oh. The 19 and the 25 finding each other. We're going to have to actually go back and back that up just a little bit. Hang tight, folks. Let's get a better view of that. I do believe this probably started earlier than that. Let's take a look here as they're coming out of
Yeah, it looked like
turn
maybe
4.
the lap before, they got a little close coming off of 2, and I think maybe the 25 of Delgado sort of scraped the wall a little bit. No harm, no foul. You know, what, just a little scrape on the wall. Then I'm not sure what it's. I don't know if Higgins thought he was clear on the front stretch or what, but yeah, that was not really a move you'd see at that point of the track. Unless he's just trying to get up there and get a better entry into the corner.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, you know, that possibly both cars weren't feeling great throughout that corner, and they were both kind of out of control just a little bit at bad times and found each other. Definitely a racing deal there on a tight racetrack. But we get our third caution. We're at lap 80 of 250, which isn't too shabby. We're doing great. These guys are finally getting their pit stops done. I think Johnny May actually stayed out in the 69 machine. I would imagine he's going to come down. Yeah, here he comes. Cameron Harris still out on the racetrack. I would imagine he would come down as well. He hasn't been to pit road since the start. But just about everybody else in the field getting some pit stops done. Peter Terrio comes out of the pits before David Lorfano or David Hara, who actually dropped back to 5th there on that pit stop. So a rough stop for his team. 17.57 seconds on pit for his crew there, compared to Peter Terrio's 14.77. So unfortunate for the 15, he's going to have some ground to make up. And then Karen Harris is deciding to stay out here. I'm not sure why, or if he's going to get the waiver around. There we go. Nope. All right, we got some other cars coming around. But Harrison, this 27 machine shows that he was on pit road last on lap 1. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Yeah, I don't think Terrio stopped.
The 26, yeah, he went down.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. I'm seeing everybody on lap 78 and 79. Exception of Robbie Fletcher did not stop, and Cameron Harris did not stop.
It's a small pit road, makes things a little confusing sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. When we're watching, yeah. These short tracks on this, and with the timing that we're looking at, things go crazy. But they get sorted out. But yeah, that 27 definitely has not been in the pit road since lap 1 because he was flickering out on the grid and unfortunately missed the start. So he's still on his first set of tires here and his first tank of gas. So not sure what's going on there. But,
David Hare missed pit lane the first time around.
Well, here we go. The 26 takes off. He's got the 27 on the inside of him of Harris on older tires, so he's going to get by pretty easily. The 25 of Christian Delgado, new to the top 3 here. He's up 11 spots. He's also got no front bumper. He was just involved in that wreck, so a little bit of a crazy front running right now. I'm sure it'll start to get worked out, but sometimes that's what you got to do. You know, you've been back in the field the whole time. Track position is key, and sometimes you just gotta get a good stop. Christian Delgado was on pit road for 16.4 seconds, so a normal stop there. Did not use a fast repair after that wreck, so he's got some damage as well. Shouldn't be too bad for him. But Peter Terrio, currently our new leader, and it looks like the caution will come back out. Yes, Johnny May in the 69 sideways on the track. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. But here's our 4th. Let's take a look and see what happened to Johnny May. Leonard as well involved.
Yeah, it looks like Leonard got loose going into 1 and 2 and came down the track, and Johnny May just had nowhere to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The 10 getting sideways in front of him, and that'll do it. I think the rest of the field gets around no problem. Johnny May will hold down those brakes until the field is cleared. So we talked about him quickly. Peter Terrio, our new leader, will now have to hold off the 25 again. And now Robbie Fletcher will come down pit road. Angerstein and, of course, the 09 of Nathan Christensen in as well.
It looks like Tyrone Yo was our lucky dog this time around.
Yeah, Yo will get his lap back, and we'll have now 14 drivers back on the lead lap here as Tyrone Yo will come around and get that wave around. Nathan Christensen recently pitted. He's coming out of pit road right there. So we got a couple of guys, including Cameron Harris. I think these guys knew that we were going to get another one. I think they were ready for it. They knew, you know, cautions breed cautions, as we said, and they were just expecting it. And maybe they made the right call there. Get a little bit fresher tires now than the rest of the field. Should have a little bit of an advantage. So Peter Terrio, our leader, Christian Delgado second, and Patrick McQuaid makes his way up to 3rd. Go ahead.
Yeah, this gives these guys a little bit of a breather too. I mean, they had close to 60 laps of green flag, and that's, you know, it gets pretty intense. And even this is a sim, but it gets pretty intense. So gives these guys a little bit of a break. And you know, we've seen some great action tonight. It's been good racing all the way around, good green flag running. So I think these guys learned from their everything that happened last week, and they're really putting on a great show this evening. So good to see some green flag runs, and I'm sure these guys are enjoying it too.
Yeah, I'm sure they were actually okay with the 3rd caution there that came out when everyone was really needing a pit stop. This 4th one, yeah, you know, they happen, especially when you get racked back up and you're ready to go green again. I think we're about to see another green flag run here. I can feel it. I think we're gonna get another long one in. We got 91 under our belts, just coming to 100. A lot of great action. And yes, Robert Mitchell saying Zorko keeps swinging by every wreck. You're absolutely right. We've seen him very dodgy out there, so possibly practicing his wreck avoidance leading up to this race. So good job on that 11. Peter Terrio and Christian Delgado will take us to the green as the pace truck pulls off. Flagman waves that green flag, and the 26 takes off. 77 just underneath the 25 here, looking for second place.
Yeah, great jump by Peter Terrio on that restart. And McQuaid looking on the inside of Delgado. Delgado, like we said, he was caught up in that 2 cautions ago. And aerodynamics really not important here, but certainly the car's not going to handle like it needs to. But he's still got that car up there, trying to get everything he can out of it.
That 26 of Peter Terrio, now that he's out in front and in that clean air, he's got a really good handling car. We saw him trying to get... Oh, hold on. Justin Horton out on the racetrack. See what's going down here. We are definitely under caution again. Let's see what happened. Oh, the 39 just finding the 10, the rear right of the 10 there, and just turning them pretty good. I don't think that was any intentional.
I think the 39 was there, and
10 came up.
Just tried to clear himself.
Yep. Yeah, 10 came up on the 39 and found him there. Just wasn't quite cleared out. I will say that the spotter very well probably said you're clear, and in a heartbeat you weren't. That's happened to me before. But they're bunched back up here in a short track, so they're gonna find each other. We'll be under our 5th caution of the day, and we will hit lap 96 here under it. Terrio doesn't want to keep seeing these cautions, but he's got a good knack for these starts, so he's not too worried. He can get a good jump. But I would, I wouldn't look away at the outside of his right side window when that 77 comes up on the side of it, because I would be a little bit worried if Patrick McQuaid was starting outside of me at this racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. He's certainly getting good jumps there on his restarts. But McQuaid's going to be right there beside him this time. Going to get a better launch. He's not going to start on that second row. So curious to see, because the 77 had sort of fallen off a little bit, and he was about 4 or 5 seconds back from that lead trio before that caution came out there. And it just hit me that Patrick McQuaid and that 77 is also running a throwback tonight. It's the old Gray Ghost paint scheme that Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon both drove a few years back, honoring Buddy Baker.
A lot of great looking cars out here tonight. Whether they got a throwback scheme on there or not, the league has definitely got some great paint schemes. That's a huge part of it. Of course, it's racing,
Absolutely.
but there's not much. I feel like a lot of these drivers, these iRacing drivers, they're wrench turners, and if this was their actual car, they'd want to be working on it. And you can't really do much to a virtual car. So hey, I'm gonna learn how to paint it. And I think that really lets your personality come out in the car and really put something towards it instead of just coming out here and driving the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the fun things. If you want to drive, a paint scheme for a car, like if you were in NASCAR, who would you want your sponsor to be? So, you can, these guys that, have actual sponsors that they throw on their cars. Myself, I want Jersey Mike's. I drive a Jersey Mike's car. There you go.
Nice. Well, 26 of Peter Terrio, this young man shoots out of a cannon yet again, but he's got that 77 chasing him down now. I told you to watch out for him. He's going to learn this track in his car, let it get settled in, and here he is fighting for second place from the 8 of David Lorfano behind him, but absolutely looking to take this lead away from this young man, Peter Terrio. Terrio's not going to give it away easily, though. Uh-oh. Trouble. Zorku fans. The 11 car down in the grass here. Let's go back and see just what happened. The Christian Delgado also off track. I'm wondering if he had something to do with it. Oh, that 11 car drifting there. Didn't look like he got hit by anybody and actually saved that bad boy. Then we got Christian Delgado as well, just up ahead of him. Not sure what happened here to Delgado. Yep, he got loose as well. So 2 incidents at the same time on the racetrack. 25 getting loose, finding that infield. And then Jeremy Flanagan, of course, in this 11. Getting loose and finding the grass as well. But both drivers don't hit anything, which is pretty amazing considering the conditions, the racetrack, and all the cars out there. But unfortunate for that 11 machine and Christian Delgado in that 25. Both had decent cars. The 25, we saw him up in the top 3 not too long ago. Going to find himself back in 11th now. And Zorku's going to be back in 15th. Next caution, 104 laps in of 250. We're going to go ahead and jump side by side, pay some bills, and get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel.
We'll go ahead and cut that short as they go green. The 26 shoots out of a cannon again. Patrick McQuaid up 3 spots to second, chasing him down.
And Patrick McQuaid's sort of diming in the corner a little bit. He's entering low, cutting it down low, and trying to get a good run off. So he certainly found something in that 77. He's up there and he's giving Peter Terrio a look here and there. Here comes down. We have a one spinning off of 2.
Trying to grab him there. That is John Higgins Jr., the 19 machine. Finds that inner, well, it's not a wall, is it? More of a guardrail there. Loses the front end. Let's see what happened to him. I'm assuming he got sideways.
Yeah, it looks like he just got into gas maybe a little too early coming off the corner. And, or maybe got into it too hard and it just, the rear end just came around on him. And that inside guardrail in the backstretch here at North Wilkesboro is not forgiving at all. It will grab hold of the car and do bad things to the nose.
Yeah, he definitely was alone there in the 25. I think that was the 25. Just eked by there. No, it was not 25. Not really sure who it was, but there's Cole Martin. Gonna come around and get a lap back. Take a look here and see how many 16 cars now, yeah.
Yep, 16 cars. So that puts Cole Martin just 1 lap down. He was 2 laps down when he went. So he's back to 1 lap down, and he'll next caution he will get that lap back because he's on a lap by himself right now, barring anything happening to him.
That'll help out a few of these guys. You know, that's one thing that cautions do help out is some of these cars that have gone a lap down. Go ahead and get that lucky dog, come back around, and hopefully make something of your race after falling backwards.
That's what brought Peter Terrio back into the race last week. I mean, he was 4 or 5 laps down because of some technical issues on his computer, and those cautions at the end of the race helped get him back on the lead lap. So he went from being 5 or 6 laps down to finishing second last week. So
well, there you go.
It'll certainly help you.
So the 77 here of McQuaid in that Toyota, he's gonna have another shot at it. But we've seen this 26. He really times those starts very well, and he's hard to get. I mean, obviously he controls the start as well, so that helps. But McQuaid's a good driver. He knows when to see that driver and go and get going. But we'll see if he's got anything for him. A 77 that is. Lorfino there sitting in the 3rd position, right where he started, and then you got the 15 of Herod. That's who actually just got by that last caution. I knew I recognized the car, but I called it the wrong number. So that's 4th place there, who was almost involved in that wreck with John Higgins Jr.
Yeah, and we know David Harris got a fast machine tonight, so he's certainly wanting to get it back up there in front. Peter Terrio waited a little bit on that one, started a little late, so he's not. And Patrick McQuaid jumps out. Great restart by the 77 that time, as he'll jump out and take the lead. Here comes David Lorfano, looking on the inside of the 26.
Their new leader, Patrick McQuaid, 77. Going to put Peter Terrio back to second. McQuaid's up 4 spots now to take that top spot. Can't go any further. Let's see if he can hang on to that as the 8 is chasing down Terrio. And here, look at this, the 27 machine of Cameron Harris. We saw him blink out early and have to start from the pits. Works his way all the way back up to 4th.
Yeah, he had a great practice session. He was second quick in practice tonight. So, and caution's back again.
Wow, this one's not giving me any information at all. What are the?
Sure, Cole Martin's excited.
As long as he wasn't a part of it.
As long as he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around the racetrack. I didn't get any information that there was any trouble on the racetrack, so not really sure what happened there. Tyrone Yo coming down. I mean, could have been involved there with something. Usually get an indication when a car does wreck and what it was.
Yeah, Tyrone Yo, something happened and he darted toward the inside of the track.
Well, we'll take a run back and see if we can figure out what exactly it was. Or at least show the folks at home what exactly did bring out the caution, because, you know, they want to know.
Yeah, sort of that same thing that's happened to those guys coming out of 4. Just got into the gas and it just took off on him about a 3rd or 4th of the way down the straightaway. It started to break loose on him.
Yeah, we've seen that already a couple times in this race, where it doesn't look like the car's loose coming out of the corner, but I think the car's really unsettled, and by the time you're trying to straighten it out down the straight, it's just going the other way. So it's hard to explain that feeling, I think. It doesn't look like the car's getting sideways at all until they're coming down the straight.
This front straightaway is not really straight. I mean, if you look at the white lines on the track and it gets straight about a 3rd of the way or 4th of the way down the front straightaway, but you actually lose a lane lose a lane on the front stretch. So it widens out the corners, and then it narrows back down, and you lose a whole lane on the straightaways. So that can certainly cause some issues too for these guys.
The top 5, Patrick McQuaid, Peter Terrio, David Lorfano, Cameron Harris, and David Hara. And they continue on just a bit here since we're under caution. Adam Angerstein in 6th. Robbie Fletcher currently running 7th. Johnny May 8th. Justin Horton here in the 39, running 9th. Got Leonard, that 10 machine, in 10th. Christian Delgado 11th. Nathan Christensen 12th. John Higgins Jr. 13th. Norku 11th. David Sharon 15th. And Cole Martin in the 16th. Those will be our lead lap cars. Tyrone Yo 1 lap down. Jim Hubbell 2 laps down. And Larry Garnes 2 laps down. Green flag will fly.
I was gonna say, so we sort of hit a little rough patch, but we're back green flag racing, and see if we can settle things out a little bit.
Sir, green flag racing and about to cross that halfway mark. McQuaid out front, holding off Peter Terrio currently. Robbie Fletcher, though, we're seeing the big red. Robbie Fletcher trying to get it around, but caution will fly. We'll go back and see what happened.
So I'm not that might have been a little bit of a chain reaction. I believe before the caution happened, the 15 may have got into the rear of the 8 and moved him up the track a little bit.
Yeah, they stacked up right behind that. You're right, and that caused his car to get a little light, and then he had to catch it. Good eye there. Christian Delgado getting into trouble ahead of that wreck. Nope. That might be old fake news. No,
Well,
that actually happened.
Cameron, yeah, he came off turn 4 and just got a little loose.
Oh man,
So
that caused
had about 4 things happen there. Coming off of 2 that lap, which sort of got things checked up and got David Lorfano down the track a little bit. Cameron Harris got into the wall off of 2. That sort of pushed David Hara and Lorfano down the track a little bit. They didn't get a good entry. Then they got together. There's about 4 things that happened there in the span of a fourth of a lap.
Yeah, at first I thought that was the same old story that we saw earlier, and I was just clicking on the wrong thing here, but that turned into a mess pretty quickly here. As you'll see, the 25 pretty much stopped on the racetrack, now starts rolling backwards. And the field just trying to survive and get through there. Unpredictable car. The 45 will hit the 25.
And Scott Leonard just getting by the 25 there.
20 go ahead and stop on the racetrack, and the 25 decides to back it into him anyway. So not a good look there for the 25 machine. Not exactly sure what he was thinking, or he must have not have realized that the 20 car was back there.
Yeah, things happen, and they happen quick at this little short track.
Tough break there for the 20 car, just getting stopped up on the racetrack and hoping to get by that wreck, and then the wreck actually just backs right into you. You really hate to see that. I mean, it's a golden rule. You got to lock up those brakes and wait for the field to just get by you, you know? I mean, sorry, you got sideways. You got to wait.
Yep. I mean, just hold the brake. Let the field get settled down and then get going.
Cole Martin will burn a fast repair there. Come back out on the racetrack. Robbie Fletcher down pit road as well. I'm not going to lie, a little bit of a mess right there. Didn't expect that to happen, but I think tempers are getting high. You know, the races we're just past halfway through, and there's been a lot of action out on racetrack, so you know, things can get heated up inside the race car, and when you get into a wreck like that and you're just trying to get out of it and get going again, things can just go from bad to worse. And I think that the 71 there just did not realize the 20 was right behind him.
Pace truck is off. There goes McQuaid getting a great jump. He jumps in front of Terrio, going into turn 1. Adam Angerstein, a new player on the top 4. He's looking on the outside of David Harrod. He's going to get quite a run. And Peter Terrio as well, getting a great run on the outside of McQuaid there. Will take the lead going into 3.
Yeah, great run there from the 9, but he's getting, it almost looks like he's brushing the wall a little bit, or maybe just getting real close there.
I think he did get the wall coming out of 4.
David Hare trying to hold him off there on that bottom side. He will do it as the 8 will start to sniff as well down that bottom side and get underneath that 9. Saw David, both of these Davids up running in the front, so they're trying to make their way back up there. They've got fast cars. They put a lot of practice time in, and it shows for sure. Running top 5s here.
And David Lufano gets around David Hare. I'm not sure David Hare had an issue there coming off too.
But at the same time, Terrio took back the lead here.
Oh, Adam Angerstein, we got a big mess on the front stretch.
Oh, hello. Shut down the interstate.
Yep.
20 car involved.
Transportation. Got several cars there, just the big one at Martinsville.
I love it. Yeah, let's just take a look at, looks like the 9 going around. 27 finds them. Oh, man, the 10. The 11, the 45 gets through, but the 20 involved. 19. Oh, what a mess there.
Yeah, they just got to hold the brake. I think that's one thing that iRacers. I was gonna say, one thing that iRacers yell all the time over the radio during races and officials: hold the brake, man.
Yeah,
just hold the brake.
I just wanted to say it did look like most of those guys were, and there just wasn't anywhere to go.
Yeah.
This track it really isn't that wide, you know, and all when you really get 2 cars sideways on the front stretch or near it, you kind of clog up the whole track. And yeah, you can hold the brake, but your car is going to most likely just slide most of the way, and you just kind of got to aim it. And a lot of those cars did.
Just close your eyes and pray for the best.
Man, what a mess. That was not avoidable, though. Most of those cars that got into that, there was just nowhere for them to go.
Now, we'd seen Adam Angerstein had been loose off of turn 4 and turn 2 the last couple of laps, so he was maybe fighting a little bit of a handling problem. Then it became more exaggerated on the last lap there. So unfortunate for all those guys. Fortunate for some of these other guys who are getting their laps back. So
yeah, that's one way to look at it. We are back down to 14 cars, though, on the lead lap. So some of these cars I think we're starting to see have damage that can't get fixed or is taking too much time to fix up, and it's a short track, so you're not really worried about that body. You're going to get back out there and just run it, and you got to be a little bit slower. I think a lot of these cars are going to start to fall multiple laps down. Yeah. And you might even see some of these cars start to decide to call it a night as they ping pong around this racetrack, and without any fast repairs or enough time left to fix it up, sometimes it can end your race.
Yeah, this track especially is really a handful about when your car's handling well. But if you've got damage and you're slower and you're getting past, it just really makes it just not. You don't want to be out there. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I want to see all these guys get a good finish, but not everybody can win the race. So
for sure.
Don't give trophies to everybody.
A couple of fast movers out here. Tyrone Yo making up some ground, up 7 spots. David Sharon here in the 013 is up 11 spots. And then you got Justin Horton in the 39 jumping up 12 spots here. Good run now as he breaks into the top 10 and even up to 6th place here. So looking for possible top 5 here as the pace car dives off. Peter Terrio takes us to it. We've seen him be fast on the starts. Goes it again. 77 can't quite keep up with that timing. He'll dive down behind him and do the crossover move here and now grab the inside, see if he can get him down the backstretch. Not going to do it as he takes him through 3 and 4, lines him back up. Meanwhile, the 8 of David Lorfano looking on and hoping to capitalize on some hard racing up front and get into second place possibly.
Yeah, Peter Terrio got a great jump that time. McQuaid did as well, but Terrio was just able to, I'm not sure if something happened to McQuaid coming off 2, but he was able to stretch it out a little bit. So, but here they come. I mean, here comes David Lorfano getting ready to look on the outside of McQuaid here.
Yeah, he's lining up McQuaid as they come down the backstretch, and he's ready to make that move, but he's got to be smart about it. I think that's what we're seeing. He's really trying to figure out where he wants to go. Surprised at this 15 car. I mean, not that he's here in 4th, but that he's dropped back here to 4th. Had a really fast car early on. Oh, right behind him, the 69 of Johnny May gets loose but saves it. He's on the grass. Will they keep it green? They will. The 69 gets back going there, but man, he lost a lot of ground.
Yeah, that's not going to help. He had been caught up in a couple other incidents just a little bit earlier, and spinning off turn 2. At least we're still green, and he was able to get that car going again.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. We're seeing that a lot, though. A lot of cars spinning there and finding that inside. You know, there's a little bit of patch of a grass there. Maybe they should repave that if they ever open this up. Just pave it all down there.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably will. I know that last I heard, SRX was talking about racing at North Wilkesboro this year in the summer.
That would be awesome.
So, yeah, they're wanting to, and of course, I think that there was some money put towards getting Wilkesboro and maybe another track. I can't remember what other track, but another track in North Carolina fixed up. So I think they certainly want to get back to some of these short tracks because, and one thing I've noticed when we were in car with Lofano earlier tonight, they're not even getting out of 3rd gear. These cars have 5 speeds. They have an overdrive.
Yeah, we see McQuaid here in 4th. So he's not, I mean, at least he's not hitting 3rd, but you're saying Lofano was not even coming out of 3rd?
Mm-hmm. Neither was Terrio last I looked.
That is crazy. But yeah, different field, different car, definitely different gears. So we're going to see some different things. Take a look at our fan favorite Jeremy Flanagan in the 11 machine. Zorku is back running top 5. Not bad. He's avoided a bunch of wrecks here tonight and up 6 spots from where he started, man. So doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think the benefits of keeping it in 3rd is you get a much better run up off the corner. See, McQuaid goes high there, and Lofano and Hara go around McQuaid, moving it into 2nd and 3rd. McQuaid will move back to 4th.
Yeah, lost the car a little bit there and able to keep it off the wall, though, which was good. And drops to 4th. He'll have some ground to make up as we hit lap 150. We're going to go ahead and jump side by side yet again, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Well, of course, that would be my luck. As I step away, we get another caution flag. Like Fletcher and Higgins involved this time. See if we can go back and see what happened to Fletcher. This 77 machine here.
thought I saw somebody on their side.
Yep, there was the 19. I'm not sure about on their side, but the 19 was already down in the grass there when that happened.
So it looks like teammates were racing. The 19 and the 27 were racing down the backstretch. Well, the 19 sort of ran out of room, and there's that little opening in the backstretch wall. And he was already having issues, and it just went south from there.
Angerstein getting a piece of that as well in that 9 machine. Well, I do apologize for stepping away and missing that caution live, but there it was, as we are under caution again. Lap 145 here of 250, our 11th caution of the day. 13 cars on the lead lap. Oh, looks like the 27 takes a hard left down into pit road there.
Yeah, the 71 of Fletcher was just trying to turn around, and he hit the curb and rolled it. Tough break for the 71. Had a great run last week.
There's a look at that. The 71 involved with that wreck, and then, as you said, trying to turn it around here. Oh, man. You don't see that every day.
No.
And that wouldn't really happen in real life. But, hey, it happens here in the virtual world, so what do you got to do? You hit that escape button and get morphed back to pit road. Unfortunate for sure on that 71, man. You would not expect that to happen.
No, I mean, that's unfortunate for him. You know, he had a great run last week, you know. So, I mean, it just, when things get bad, sometimes they get bad really quick. So it looks like the lights are out on the pace truck, and Johnny May is showing as our leader. Peter Terrio's second. I think the 69 stayed out there. The pace truck is in, and Johnny May gets a great start, but Peter Terrio stays right with him and on the outside of him, looking for the lead.
Yeah, the 69 of Johnny May pitted on lap 80, so he's definitely on some old tires there. He'll probably fall back, but he'll see how much he can hold on to before he does.
He's not going away quietly, that's for sure. He's giving Peter Terrio a run for his money. Peter Terrio will clear him coming out of 2 this time.
He's able to hang on to that bottom line there. The 8's catching him in a hurry. In the corners anyway, I should say. And then he kind of pulls away a little bit here down the straights. Some trouble here. Looks like Cole Martin, the 45 machine, slow on the racetrack. Went off track here. Let's see if we can find out what happened. Oh, okay. I was going to say, we saw that earlier and they didn't throw the caution, but that's what happened there. He caught the pavement and then got a little bit loose, so they had to throw it. I thought that he was going to be okay there.
Robbie Fletcher is on the grass again.
Uh-oh. 27's sideways on the racetrack here and actually catches, shoot, who is that? The 51 machine there when he tries to get going. And things are getting a little crazy out here. Let's see what happened. '77 loose, and the 15 right on his tail there has nowhere to go. Catches him sideways. 77 then starts to roll and clips the 51 of Jim Hubbell.
Quite a hit by the 77 as well.
Got a lot of damage there on the front end of that 77.
Oh, and yeah, Hubbell just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, just trying to get by. You know, we talked about locking up the brakes and really holding it. And how long do you hold it? You know, I think he gave enough time for the guy to get down, but and obviously didn't mean to clip him, but it was just a little bit closer than he expected. But yeah, that'll change things up a little bit mid-pack. Not too much has changed up front. Johnny may still hold on to that third spot. Harrow, we saw him just almost lose it there in that wreck, but holds on to fourth place. Scott Leonard gonna grab our top 5 position here. So McQuaid comes down to get some damage fixed up. Hopefully he's got a fast repair. Cole Martin as well. Robbie Fletcher comes down to get some more damage fixed up. Adam Angerstein has been here for about 5.5 minutes here. Let's see if McQuaid takes a fast repair or if he's got to get that damage knocked out. Nope. Looks like he's going to have to work on that machine the old-fashioned way. You won't worry about getting too much damage fixed up, as it's more important to not fall down too many laps. Not a lot of aero involved here. As long as your car is driving okay and you got power, you should be fine. He did get a good hit on his front end, so he may be down on power. Won't know until he gets back out here. And of course, I don't know if he'll even need full power out here to hang on with some of these.
I think it'll help with wheel spin coming off the corners.
Yeah. Quaid's actually going to stay on the lead lap, so that's what he was really worried about most, I think. Probably not so much the damage. We've got 12 cars on the lead lap. Been hovering around that 14 to 16 mark, you know, as we get plenty of cautions, plenty of these cars get their laps back. But yeah, right now we got 12 on the lead lap. I'm sure we'll get some more. They're definitely not done with cautions. I guarantee you that. But things are, you know, I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm sure the folks watching at home are having a great time. We have had plenty of cautions, but man, this is great racing here at North Wilkesboro, and this is actually my first time ever broadcasting a race here, believe it or not. I mean, why wouldn't you believe it? But so I'm having a great view of this racetrack that I've never actually been to and never even watched a race here. So this is great.
Yeah, I love Wilkesboro. I mean, I was fresh out of high school on its final season on the circuit, and Jeff Gordon won the final race there. So I was a Jeff Gordon fan growing up. Started out as a Bill Elliott fan, and Jeff Gordon caught my eye early on, and loved watching races at North Wilkesboro. It's sort of unique. It sort of goes downhill, then you're going uphill into 3 and 4, and then you're going downhill down front stretch into 1 and 2. So it's a pretty unique track. I've always liked it.
We're seeing the 8 machine here putting the pressure on Peter Terrio. He actually ran his fastest lap last time. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, David Lorfano, he's always talked about how he gets a little loose there out of 4. But he's always talked about how he's a long run driver. You know, he likes to let the car get settled in, and when everybody else has burned their stuff up, he's still there with a lot of goodie left in his car. So, but looks like
David Harrod and his 15 machine getting into trouble here. Same spot. We've seen it time and time again all night. It's David Harris' turn. Get loose coming off of 4 and put that inside wall on the front stretch. It's either 4 or 2, depending on which race or which wreck we're looking at. But most of the time, they're getting loose off the corner and really not losing it until the front stretch, which is kind of amazing to me.
Yeah, you really want to get the car pointed. You know, try to get the car as straight as possible. Let the car roll the center, and but like I say, this track it's sort of, the front stretch is curved until about a third or third of the way down the front stretch. So sort of an egg-shaped track.
Yeah, I wonder if some of these drivers are getting kind of a false sense of security when they think they're good coming out of the corner, but the car is still actually a little upset and getting on the gas a little bit too soon and just finding that car losing it.
Yep. And sometimes you got to slow down to go fast. So just let the car. The key to this track, and I'm not the best at it, but I can run I can run consistent laps. You just sort of have to let the car roll the center, and then gently. You can't hammer it. When you hammer it in these new cars, it wants to snap in it, and you're along for the ride at that point. So you just want to gently get into the throttle and roll the center as much as possible. But these cars are really, really on a razor's edge. I mean, if you get into it just a little too hard, they're going to snap around. And that's what's made this car a driver's car. It's really more in control of the driver.
Absolutely. I was keeping my eye there on the 77 McQuaid. He's come down a couple of times. He's being very smart and making sure he's staying on this lead lap, but still working on getting some of that damage fixed. So he's getting a little bit at a time, and I'm loving what I'm seeing as he comes back out, gets in front of the pace truck here. That's championship caliber racing right there. He knows that he's got to have a good finish here no matter what for those points. So staying on the lead lap is his number one goal, I would say, for that 77 team right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got work to do here to catch up to Peter Terrio and Lorfano, who are running this front line now as we run lap 174 of 250. Watching the DeeDee's Daycare 250 here on the eSports Broadcasting Network. I'm pretty sure all you live viewers have subscribed. Go ahead and like the video. Give us a thumbs up. Definitely helps us. And tell a friend. Tell your family. Tell them to come out and watch some great racing and cheer your favorite driver on.
And I'll be honest, before I even had iRacing, before I was a subscriber, I would get on YouTube and watch some of these races. I just love to watch them, especially during the off season.
Peter Terrio takes the green.
Lorfano
chasing
right
him
there.
down. Yes, sir.
I mentioned this earlier tonight, but David Lorfano, he wasn't feeling great last week. Good to see him back out here. He races in another league that I do a broadcast for ESPN, and good to see him back out here. We missed him on Friday, and he certainly hadn't lost a step, that's for sure.
Hey, you're absolutely right. I'm pretty sure Terrio is going to really fight for a win here. We're finishing second last week at Martinsville. Oh, Fletcher off track. Man, snapped loose there. Another one for Robbie Fletcher, and then he spins it out again, getting onto that pavement. And he's going to hit the barrier. We'll jump back to the live showing. As I was talking about Terrio, he, finishing second at Martinsville is not great. I'm sorry, it is great, but it makes you want more. And this young man is a fast driver. He's gonna want to win here today to redeem his second place finish last week at Martinsville. What a great place to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he had a great run at Las Vegas, and just came up a little short there. And then he's had some really good runs. He's had fast cars everywhere we've been this season, and even at the road course, he was right there until he had just a little loop in one of the corners. But he's had a fast car all season, and great young talent. And you'll hear some of these guys talk about their racecraft, and that's really important. You'll have some guys who will come in here, and they'll be fast, but they don't know when to be fast and when not to be fast. And Peter's he's got a great racecraft. I mean, he doesn't push the car. He knows when to and when not to. So it's been really fun watching him this season.
Yeah, for sure, and especially because he's out here. I don't exactly know how old or how young he is, but he's a young man, and he's running with some of these older drivers who have probably got at the very least more sim experience under their belt. Maybe they may or may not have real life race car experience under their belt, but they're definitely older than him and have some experience out here, such as David Lorfano, who's just been itching at the bit here to get past Terrio, but can't quite get it done, and you're really seeing a difference in generation and with really equal skill there up front, which is really good to see. And it's awesome that this platform here with iRacing allows it to happen.
Absolutely. You know, that's, you know, my son is who's a lot better at iRacing than I am. And he, you know, he started out, he didn't have like the racecraft that I talked about, but, you know, I knew that Dad wasn't going to be able to put him in a real race car, so I want to give him whatever opportunities he can to shine. And it's good that iRacing's out there for young kids and adults alike. You know, people like to and want to race, and this gives them an opportunity to get out there and see, you know, what they've got. Because it's not true to life. I mean, it's not really exactly like it is in the real world, but it's pretty daggone close.
Absolutely, and if anything, it can definitely get you prepared for a real race car. And if the real pros use it to train, then there's definitely something there.
Absolutely.
Your pace car will pull off.
There's Peter Terrio shooting out like a cannon.
Every single time he really can time that start. Well, he gets, like I said, he gets the jump, but being the leader. But he really is great. He does not spin those tires. Keeps the car under him. He really knows when to push it. David Lorfano is going to try to chase him down, but we've seen Terrio be really good on these short runs. And from what we've been seeing, the short run car is the car to beat. Surprised at this 69 though of Johnny May, as I remind myself here. He's been last on pit road at lap 80. So he's got almost 100 laps on his belt, under his belt with this car, or this set of tires. I'm surprised he's holding on to third place. We're gonna have to see how it plays out if we get a longer run here.
These tires are going to start to even out. So, you know, these other drivers have been out there for quite a while, not as long as Johnny May, but, you know, tires do even out at some point.
Side by side here for sixth as Cameron Harris ran the fastest lap that time by, and of course, I switch off of him, or that group, and the 39 here goes around. Still green. If he can get going, they'll stay green, and they do, it looks like. Peter Terrio here continues to lead. The 39 will get back going there. The caution will not fly. Looks like the field was out of harm's way and still coming around. We'll stay green under that one.
There's David Lorfano looking on the inside of Peter Terrio. He's keeping Peter honest tonight. David Lorfano's got a fast car, and he's not letting Peter get away. And he's making him sort of drive a little defensively. And you know, David Lorfano can drive whatever line he wants to, and he's going to be on the inside of Peter Terrio again, coming out of 4. So two different drivers, two different lines. You can see Peter's running a little bit of a high line. And he's getting a really good run down the backstretch. And David's running that low line as he gets around Peter here.
Justin Horton. Now the 39 will cause the caution here as he's up on the outside wall. Doing the right thing there, holding on to it. Just waiting for the field to get by. Let's see what happened this time.
That affected Peter Terrio because he was running that high line and he had to almost put on the brakes so he didn't get caught up in that.
Oh man, the car just snapped loose and then he tried to correct it and he was too close up to the wall there, it looked like. And you see Terrio get by. So that'll bring everyone down to pit road here as the top drivers all come in. Take a look here at pit lane and we'll go side by side. You won't miss any of the action. Stay tuned.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back at the racetrack here in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. 195 down of 120. This race is starting to wind down. And I'm sure a lot of these drivers are starting to feel it. The pressure is on. I will make note here that Peter Terrio has dropped back to third after that round of pit stops. And the 69 of Johnny May was able to come down pit road to get equaled out with these guys as he holds on to the front line now. David Lorfino will take us to the green this time by, and he will hold on to the lead. So new leader, number 8, David Lorfino. It won't be long, though, before Peter Terrio finds his way back up there, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's on the inside of Jonathan May right now, and they're running side by side as Peter Terrio's got a nose out there. He'll try, but that top line just allows him a little bit more momentum. And that inside line pinches those cars down. They don't get the runoff that you can on that high line. So,
oh, he gets a little bit of a bump there from the 69, and I think Terrio might let him get by just a little bit, just to kind of ease the pressure there.
And that'll slow the momentum a little bit for sure.
Yeah, there's a 1.3 size gap getting away from the 69 machine. He saw it coming, or going, I should say. Cameron Harris is going to get by the 26 as well after that move. Cameron Harris anxious to get back up to the front where he was at the beginning of this race. Had a great qualifying effort, but a bad quality would mar him to the pits for the start. We see the 69 machine's able to hold on to that top line and kind of pinch down whatever car's back there, or on the bottom there, and the bottom car has to work the car a little bit harder. So now we're going to see the 27 get on the outside of the 69. The tables will turn a little bit to see if that makes any difference. Doesn't seem to, though, as Johnny May is able to hold on to second place.
Yeah, we're going to get down to that point where they're not going to be so forgiving. And you got some cars here as Cameron Harris looks on the inside of Johnny May here, trying to get that position. And that's going to bring Peter Terrio up right behind Johnny May. And we know that Peter Terrio likes running that higher line.
I think it's just what we're seeing right now is it's really hard to pass. Either really tight on the bottom or high on the top. It looks like that middle, I don't want to call it the middle because it's really not 3 grooves here, but middle lane is kind of working really well as we see. Oh, the 27 is going to go around, but also Jim Hubbell in trouble on the racetrack. Let's see what happened here to the 51 machine first, and then we'll take a look at that Cameron Harris event. Pretty mean looking car right there. I really like it. But he's gonna get loose there in that same spot, coming down the front stretch. Ooh-wee. A whole bunch of drivers just missing him. Looked like Angerstein almost got him real bad. Was able to get by.
Yeah, he got that outside wall pretty good too. So unfortunate for Jim.
There's Cameron Harris in that 27 machine. Pinched down on the bottom there. I think he might have caught the grass just a little bit, and then brought him back down there. Caution was already out there, so that should freeze the field for Harris. We'll see how it plays out. Lorfino still our leader. Johnny May holds on to second, and Terrio now back up to third with that 27 machine going around.
Yeah, I tell you, somebody who didn't want to see that was that 8 of David Lorfino. He had put on almost a little over 2 seconds on second place, so he was checking out.
Yeah, he was gone, and I think what we were seeing was May wasn't quite as fast, or I won't say he wasn't as fast as the cars behind him, but he was running a line that wasn't quite what the other guys were looking for, and really taking away both lines there with kind of a high middle groove there, or low middle groove. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, he was running his line.
Yeah, there you go. He was running his line, and the guys behind him couldn't get past him. So that's that. The 8 was taken off.
Yeah, so I mean, I think on this restart, you're going to see Peter Terrio try to stick right to that bumper of that 8, so he can try to get around that 69 as quick as possible. Because I think the 69 was holding Peter up a little bit, and he certainly didn't want to get too far back. You know, these laps are going to start ticking off really quick. We only have 43 to go, so.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the 26 wanting to sneak in with that 8 as he gets going before May can really set into his line. We'll see. May's got a fast car. He's not quite. I don't think it's quite as fast as Lorfano or Terrio, but he runs his line, and that's racing, man.
Yep, absolutely. So we're gonna see him get lined up here.
We're inside 50 to go here. This race, for all intents and purposes, is almost over. These guys have got to. Now's the time to get it together, and you know, honestly, that may cause some more cautions as things get heated and racers really start to get to the end here. They're starting to feel that pressure of making their way back to the front.
Yeah, and got some new faces up front right now. Scott Leonard in the 10. He's up there riding in 4th right now. So good to see that, a good run from him.
Also up 10 spots from where he started. So started back
Absolutely.
in 14th and up in top 5 now. Here we go.
Pace truck is off, and Dave Lorfano shoots out of there. And Peter Terrio is going to try to stick with him. He's going to get that nose underneath the 69. But he wants to get around that car at 69 as quickly as possible.
For sure, 69 looking on that back bumper of the 8. The 26 now going to try that high line. That's Peter Terrio. Dropped back to 3rd here. And the couple cautions ago. And Lorfano able to capitalize with that 69 car of Johnny May. Between the two of them, he's able to start to set sail. But this time not quite pulling away quite as fast. And here's the 27 back up to 4th spot, fighting for that spot again against Terrio.
Yeah, Terrio got loose coming out of 2 that previous lap, so not sure if the car's just not handling like it was out front, but he's certainly fighting some handling issues now.
Nah, I probably just talked about him too much, and now he's gonna lose.
Probably. Yeah, it's all our fault. We haven't talked about a certain driver just for that reason, but I think he's having a pretty good run tonight too, and I won't mention any names. I know the chat knows what I'm talking about.
Here it is, Johnny May.
I know.
Talked about him too much.
Oh, Dave Lorfano gets. Dave Lorfano gets loose going into 1 and 2, and our battle for the lead is now between the 26 and the 27.
And we stay green with the 69 machine going off track, but getting going again. Cameron Harris now takes the lead away from Peter Terrio. New leader, 27, Cameron Harris. Now we're seeing those are teammates, the 26 and 27, both running for Project Dynamics. They've been pretty dominant here this past few races, especially on these short tracks. 27 gets a bit loose there though, and the 26 of Terrio will catch right back up.
I think those are different teams. I'm not sure, but I know that the 26 and the 16, Lila Peters are teammates. Oh, David Hara puts the bumper to Peter Terrio there.
Yeah, you might be right on that. It could be confusing some of these cars. Regardless, Project Dynamics up front right now. So,
and you can tell it's getting toward the end of the race. They're starting to put bumpers to, and where they weren't putting bumpers before. So, and Peter Terrio just was a recipient of a bumper.
The taker of a bumper.
Yeah.
Well, you said
David Harris got a fast car.
Oh, the 26 getting loose. He catches it though.
Catches it, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers starting to push the issue, and we're going to see some cars getting loose. Now, whether they can save it or not is going to be the real question. Cameron Harris here now up front running in about, he's got almost a half-second gap ahead of the 15 car of David Harrow, who's reintroduced himself to the top two. And then you got Lorfano scrolled back to third. But here we got Scott Leonard up another spot to fourth. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The same spot he was up to, now dropping back to fifth there as he gets a little bit loose on the racetrack. But he had made his way up to fourth. And then now holding on to a fifth spot. Flanagan right behind him in sixth. You got Nathan Christensen seventh, David Sharon eighth, and Justin Horton ninth, with Patrick McQuaid falling all the way back to the 10th spot there. I think he just gained one more spot on the racetrack to grab ninth.
David Harris really driving it in deep, going into 1 and 2. Really making up some ground on that 27 of Cameron Harris. So David Harris, our pole sitter, he's back up front when it's time to be up front. So
yeah, we're coming to 25 to go here. We talked about these laps going fast even under caution, and they're twice as fast when we're under green. So don't blink. This one's going to be over soon. We'll get our top three drivers in the booth to get a word from them, hear how their race played out in their cockpit, and we'll see which ones they are. So far, Cameron Harris top of the charts here. David Harrow right behind him in second. Then you got David Lorfano fighting to get that second place back, but currently holding on to third.
yeah, just looking at the 26, I'm not sure if he overheated his tires or what, but he's really getting loose off the corners right now. He just gets in the wall a little bit coming off too.
I bet he did when he was, probably wore off a lot of his car when he was fighting with the 69 there down on the bottom side, when you really couldn't let the car drift up a little at all. I mean, he had a car right there and couldn't go anywhere. So I'm sure that didn't help, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. He's got exactly 25 to get back up to the 8, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Probably wore out those tires just a bit too much.
Yeah, we've got the battle of Davids in the second and third. David Harrow in the 15, Dave Lorfano in the 8. They're not letting Cameron Harrison get away, though.
Oh, not at all. Harris got a half-second gap and then a half-second gap to David Lorfano. Top three within a second. And then about a second and almost 2 seconds back to Peter Terrio, holding on to fourth. And you got a fight here for fifth place between the 10 and 11 of Scott Leonard and Jeremy Flanagan. Flanagan looking to get inside the top 5 here. I think he's got a clean car to do it too. Must have taken a fast repair there in the last pit. And the 10 got a little bit of damage, so we'll see if the 11 car of Zorku can get by the 10 of Scott Leonard. Meanwhile, up front, the 27 continues to lead when it is most important, and to come back from not being able to start from your third place position because your car was blinking, and starting from the pits, and then come to lead this with 20 to go. That's pretty huge right there. We've talked to Cameron before on the podium, and we know he's a fast driver. He's got the skill to get it done. Let's see if he can hold off the 15 of David Harrow and the 8 of David Lorfano, second and third.
Yeah, we got somebody in the chat say Zorku finna to go into the top 5.
For sure. I almost want to just keep it here on these two. It's probably going to be one of the better battles on the racetrack, but of course we got to keep our eyes on the leader as they are getting very racy up front as well as deeper in the field. With these laps starting to pick up, now that I look up front here, top 3 starting to space out just a bit.
Yeah, let's not forget Cameron Harris was in the grass coming down the backstretch not too many laps ago.
That is very true.
So he's really made up a lot of laps, and he's really, from what he had to deal with at the beginning of this race, excellent run by Cameron Harris in the 27 tonight.
18 to go. We'll quickly go through the field if we can, see how many drivers we can get in. Cameron Harris leading. We just talked a bunch about him, starting from the pits and so forth. David Hare in the 15 machine also has had plenty of adversity here today. Missed a bunch of cars, wrecking and went around himself. David Lorfano holding on to third. Very clean race for Lorfano. We saw him spin a bunch of times in practice. I really think he got it out. So Peter Terrio sitting in fourth, led a bunch of laps, most laps I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately falling back to fourth here, trying to hold on to that. Got Leonard in the 10 machine up 9 spots from where he started, trying to hold off Jeremy Flanagan, aka Zorku, in the 11 machine, who's up 5 spots to 6th. Johnny May in the 69 machine, saw him in 3rd place as high not too long ago, and Patrick McQuaid unfortunately back in 8th here with the busted up race car. The 09 sitting here in 9th. Then we got the 013 of David Sharon. I'm not exactly sure. It's a new face for us, or a new name for us, sitting in 11th. Larry Garnes in the 20th is going to be the first car 1 lap down. If we should get another caution, he'll get that lap back and rejoin the fun. Cameron Harris currently leading though, and with 13 to go, it's going to be his race to lose, but he's definitely got some lapped cars here that are gonna that he'll have to navigate, but they are definitely giving him plenty of room and getting way up the racetrack and letting that 27 machine get by with no problem. David Hare now back about a 1.5 seconds, and he is receiving the same courtesy from these lap cars. I'm sure just about all these drivers want to see this one finish under green with 12 to go here in North Wilkesboro.
And 2nd through 4th place is sort of tightened up. You know, about 0.6 of a second between those 3 drivers, and we're getting pretty racy here, coming down to the end. About 10 laps to go now.
As Harris takes the start-finish line right there, we will have exactly 10 to go. This one's going to be a 10-lap shootout here till the end, unless we get a caution and we rack back up. We'll see if that happens, but I think a lot of these drivers getting spread out now. Except for these two, of course. The 2 Davids cannot get away from each other, but they've also got Peter Terrio. Yeah, I take everything I just said back. Terrio's looking to pass for 3rd here, as Lorfano was catching Harris. So Cameron Harris likes what he's hearing, if he is hearing about anything in the radio, because I'm sure he can't see them in the mirror. But these guys are starting to race each other. That's going to let Cameron Harris pull away, as he's got now a 2.2 second gap.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys are, you know, they're positioned. These are points positions. So here comes David Lorfano looking on the inside of David Hare. Peter Terrio goes high.
About to go 3 wide here. 26 slows up a little bit and grabs that bottom side.
Oh, Lorfano gets a little loose. So does Terrio.
Yep, they both definitely did. Looks like Terrio's a little bit worse than the 8 as the 15 taps the 8. But Terrio getting loose a little bit, but actually able to save it. We're seeing, you know, you were talking about that earlier with his tires. Oh, he gets a good bumper to the 15, and now that's going to give him a shove and let the 26 get down there, but he's going to get loose again. Really hard getting off of 4 there with to really get into the gas, so unable to get a run there, even though he was underneath David Harris. So Cameron Harris here continues to lead. 6 laps to go as it's getting quite dicey behind him.
Oh. Uh-oh, we're going to have a caution. David Hare got into Cole Martin there on the front stretch. Lap cars just all over the place. David Lorfano got into the rear of the 39, I believe, maybe the 2 of Yo. And then everybody started checking up, and it was on from there.
We'll go ahead and take a look at what did happen here. We're looking at the 45 of Cole Martin. You see it happening just in front of him. The 8 was all over the 2, had to slow up and dive down, but the 15 had a head of steam here. Found the 4. It looked like the 45 might have been checking up, thought there was going to be a wreck up in front of him, and that's what we get. 45 getting the worst end of that. Let's take a look at the front here, though. Cameron Harris, David Lorfano, Peter Terrio, David Hare, Jeremy Flanagan actually grabbed 5th place there. We got by Leonard on the racetrack while all that was going on. So Zorku got the top 5 he was looking for. We will have a green-white checkered, I believe. And let's see, that'll put Zorku there on the bottom of the 4th row, if my math is correct.
3rd row.
3rd row. My math was wrong. Big surprise. He's got a big opportunity here to possibly gain another position. He's gonna have. It's gonna be tough for him. He's got some real big names and some fast cars up front to get by, but he can definitely do it. He's got the skill. I don't know if he's got the car. It seems like he does. He's got a clean looking car. I don't believe he's got any damage to speak of, so I would say this is Zorku's absolute best chance of this race here to get a good solid finish. And I hope I didn't just jinx him.
One driver who did not want to see that caution was Cameron Harris. David Lofano was starting to catch him a little bit. And even in traffic, David Lofano was catching him. So, going to be an exciting green-white checkered.
Yeah, this is only going to help the 8. I think he started on the outside many times here tonight. And I think he's going to know what to expect. And let's see if he can get a good jump on it, because I think that's really what it's going to take. If he can't get a good jump on this start, he's going to have some work to do for 2 really fast laps here around North Wilkesboro.
It looks like we get 3 attempts at a green-white checkered, so we'll see if this is the last restart.
Yeah, of course, we don't want to have to use those green-white checkers, but we got them if we need them.
Yep.
A little bit of overtime action. Looking at pit last on lap 191-ish. I'd say we're, at least up front. Looks like actually Flanagan's got the fresher set of tires there up front. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference here, but it might for these restarts.
Yeah, so here we come, coming down the backstretch. Everybody's getting lined up. So we'll see what kind of jump David Lofano can get. Peter Terrio there in 3rd, so he was certainly starting to make a move as well. So as the pace truck's getting ready to dive off here, Cameron Harris gets a good jump.
Yeah, using that advantage of being the leader and being able to go on the leader, it really helps. As he gets a big jump, the 8 falls in, and it looks like Peter Terrio will grab 3rd. Try to hold off the 15 of Hera, but the 8's going to find the 27, but can't quite get right to his bumper. He's a little bit of grip there coming off the corner.
So the next flag will end the race. Hopefully it's the checkered.
Well, Flanagan and Leonard fighting hard there for 5th, and Leonard gets by him. That'll drop Flanagan back to 6th, but the checkered is out. Cameron Harris will take it.
Great win by Cameron Harris.
Absolutely. After starting from the pits.
He's had some pretty bad luck this season, and it's good to see him get him a win. So David Lofano will finish 2nd, and Peter Terrio finishes 3rd. So
great race. Short track racing, you're going to get cautions, but these guys really showed us that they could handle it. This could have been twice as bad. I think we had twice as many cautions just last week at Martinsville. So hats off to these top 3 and the rest of the field for sure. As Cameron Harris, I believe, is going to tear him down here. We'll go ahead and try to get our 3rd place driver in here, Peter Terrio. Hey Peter, it's Cliff and Damon in the booth. You got us?
I do have you guys.
Hey man, heck of a fight there at the end. We really thought this was going to be your race, to lose. And then you kind of fell back a little bit in the field there, but were able to pick back up to a 3rd place finish. So take us through those last few cautions there.
Yeah, it was a great race. This Rebellion Graphics number 26 Dominion Chevrolet. It was really quick. A lot quicker. I was surprised with how good I was doing earlier in the race. Dave, both Daves and Cam were all really fast. Johnny Bay was also really fast. It was definitely fun racing with them. Towards the end there, when we had one of those cautions that, I think it was the caution right before the last one, for some reason the track got like super slick and we were all feeling it, and it took me the longest to get it, like, to feel it out, and fell back a bunch. And that was gonna be a fun battle at the end, and then that caution came out. I knew with the caution coming out, I probably wasn't gonna be able to win even. And I probably wasn't going to be able to get second either because I didn't want to move anybody. So I think without the caution, I would have had a better chance of getting second. Sounds weird, but all in all, it was a great day. Congratulations to Cam. Good job for Jeremy getting, I don't remember where he finished, 6th. Good job for him too. So Dominion Motorsports had a strong showing today.
Absolutely, and well, congrats again on the P3. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we send you back?
Don't sell me. Rebellion Graphics, primary sponsors, number 26, Dominion Motorsports Chevrolet. Beautiful car that it delivers every week. Chad Snyder for putting me in here, also doing race control. He did a great job today. You guys for putting on a great broadcast. I know everybody who's watching at home really loves to see it, and we all love to get our names out there. And Hera and Lorfano for putting this league on. They've done a great job. So, yeah.
Oh, very well said, and we appreciate being able to talk to you again. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again next week.
Yep. Hopefully I'll see you guys again.
All right, my man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Second place, young man Peter Terrio. Very well spoken. Go ahead and see if we can grab our second place finisher of David Lorfano. Got him here. David, Damon, and Cliff in the booth. You got us?
Hey, I got you, buddy.
Man, Dave, I mean, watching you come through the field tonight, we were talking earlier how you always have a good long run car, and we had some good long runs tonight. How was the track? How was it out there tonight?
This track's real slick, especially on the exits. And it was real hard to pass tonight. I mean, like, at one point I was stuck there behind Peter and I was quicker than him. It's just trying to set up that pass, and it was very, very difficult to do. So you kind of had to be methodical on how you do it, or wait for the guy to make a mistake. But yeah, the track was just typical Wilkesboro. You got to be real easy on throttle exit, or the thing just wants to snap around. So it's just kind of a battle all night long, just racing the racetrack more than the car itself.
Yeah, it was a great run tonight, David. Who else you want to shout out tonight?
I got to thank Lucky Dog Detailing for sponsoring me here, Top Sale Trucking for being our premier sponsor, Miss DeeDee's Daycare for the race sponsor tonight, and you guys for broadcasting.
Well, congratulations, man. We'll put you back with the guys. Looking forward to next week, but great run tonight, sir. Have a good week. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. You too.
Dave Lorfano, our second place finisher. And we'll go ahead and grab our race winner, Mr. Cameron Harris, Cliff, and Damon in the booth. You got us?
Last I saw, he blew his engine. He may have gotten out of the car to try to fix that thing.
Yeah, we'll give him a moment. This has definitely happened before. You know, one of the first things I do when I finish a race is usually jump
I got you guys.
and run to the bathroom. No problem, my man. Cameron, how are you?
I'm good.
Well, congrats on the P1, man. To say you battled some adversity today would be a downplay. Starting from the pits, saw your car flickering there at the grid, and we thought that was going to be it, but here you are in victory lane. Please take us through your race.
Well, it was hell, man, as you guys can see. I was trying to change my braking percentage at the beginning. I did it too late, so I had to start from the pit. But, you know, so many cautions in the first half of the race. Had to use a quick repair. Second half of the race, we got a couple of green flag runs there. I got some track position, which was very important. And I was able to hold these guys off, David and Peter, man. They were coming.
Yeah, man, you had a great race. You've had some great runs this season. Just had some bad luck, but man, it was good to see you get that good run tonight. And congratulations on the win. Who all you want to shout out tonight, Cameron?
Well, we got PD on the car, so appreciate those guys letting me get some laps in. The rest of the guys that we raced with, David, the rest of the guys. I don't know who's really the admins of the group, but I'm just glad I can come out here and race with these guys.
Well, they're both David, so you got that covered.
Well, both the Davids. There we go.
Well, congrats again on the win. We'll go ahead and send you back. You can get out of the car and enjoy your night. But great run out there, and hopefully we get to talk to you again.
All right, appreciate it. See you guys later.
Hey, man. That was Cameron Harris, our winner. It was a great race tonight, Cliff. I mean, had action all night long. Had some green flag runs. Just overall great night.
Sure was, and I'm not even upset about the trying to get the points up or the finishing results here. Here we go. I'm not even upset about the amount of cautions. I don't remember how many we had. They were all really, really similar, and some were very small wrecks. We did see the quote unquote big one here at North Wilkesboro, which was really cool to see. Even with that amount of caution flags, and I still had a great time. A lot of action otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. As we'll go through our finishers here. Our winner, Cameron Harris, on the 27. One great run for him tonight. Started fourth tonight. Actually had to start from the pits there, as he said he's trying to fix his brake bias. But Dave Lorfano will come home second. That number 8 Lucky Dog Detail in Chevy. Peter Terrio finishes third in the 26 Chevy. David Hara come home fourth. Our pole sitter tonight come home fourth in that number 15. Scott Leonard in number 10 coming home fifth. Jeremy Zorku Flanagan coming home sixth tonight. Good run for that young man. And Johnny May in the 69 comes home seventh. Patrick McQuaid, after that little incident coming out of 4, will bring it home 8th tonight. Still a good run with the damage. Nathan Christensen comes home 9th. Justin Horton in the 39, after his little spin there, he comes home 10th tonight.
Yeah, finishing 11th here in the 013 car. David, I want to say Sharon or Charon. I'll have to get clarification on that. Newcomer here, or at least the first time I've seen him run here with these guys. Larry Garnes in the 20 machine finishes 12th. And then you got Tyrone Yo Jr. here finishing 13th in the 2 machine. Jim Hubbell finishes 14th in the 51. Cole Martin here finishes 15th. Robbie Fletcher 16th. And then Adam Angerstein going to finish 17th here in the 9 machine. Christian Delgado in that 25 machine going to finish 70 laps down here. Had trouble all night long. He finishes 18th place. And we've got a couple more here. Yeah, John Higgins Jr. finishing 19th here in that 19 machine. Pretty very eventful night here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Glad I got the opportunity to bring you guys a race here and get some really great visuals around this historical racetrack. So, Damon, any last words before we sign off?
No, man. Love short track racing. I think tonight was a great race, and these guys really put on a show. Just looking forward to the next one with these guys in the All-American Series and Truckers Feed America Cup Series. It's going to be a good season.
Absolutely. And next week we head to Kentucky Speedway on the 22nd. Same time, same channel, same day, and then we will actually have an off week after Kentucky, excuse me, and then we're going to start playoffs. I don't know if you knew that, but we've got one race left.
Coming down to it. We'll start the playoffs after we leave Kentucky, and Kentucky should be interesting because it's not a track that's on the Cup Series, so they're going to have to figure out, with this being a fixed setup league, they're going to have to figure out what setup is the best for these guys to run. So
what I'm loving about their playoffs is that they're going to go ahead and throw a wild card right off the bat with a Talladega start in playoffs round 1. So that is going to be great. We'll get through Kentucky next week, and then we'll take a break. And after the break, we'll come back to start the playoffs. So hopefully you can join us. Everybody back at eSports Broadcasting Network, from myself and Damon in the booth. Have a great night.